excited. Good to see you all.
Welcome to
Easter.
Blossom. Thank you for coming. Hey, Hayet.
Hello.
Welcome to Blossom.
Oh my goodness. Welcome to Blossom. I own Blossom. Okay, what are we doing today?
All right, let's start. So I had you come in here because you're actually the first person. I'm super excited. I know it's something you and I discussed just like a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
And now you're in town. I know you do travel a lot, but now you're in town, and I thought, okay, let's do some
Makes
flowering.
me happy. Okay.
Yeah. So you do love flowers, that I know.
Too much.
You buy for yourself, that I know.
100%. You
Explain
don't have to
to
wait
me.
for anyone to buy for you.
Explain your flower journey to me.
I used to always say like, oh, I'll get flowers from people. And then I think in life, you go through enough bad relationships where flowers were attached with sadness or it was always wrong. And I'd be like, oh, will somebody buy me flowers? And I realized my debit card works in the flower shop.
True.
Or the grocery store.
Yep.
So I just started buying myself flowers.
Okay.
I'd get a subscription and I also learned to arrange them for myself.
Okay.
And it just makes me happy.
Okay. Talk to me in terms of that journey, like when you're actually doing the flower arrangement.
Oh,
how you feel.
Sometimes I'll just look online and I'll be like, okay, this is this arrangement, and then I'll go to the store. So in the States, I'll go to the grocery store, and I'll be like, okay, let me curate this, because sometimes you're like, I can do it myself, so I just buy all the stuff. And then when I came to Ghana, I was like, I live around the corner from you. So I'll come here and I'll buy stuff.
Which is great.
And I will go home and I'll put it together. And it also reminds me of my mom.
Okay.
My mom always did the flower arrangement.
Yeah, she's in here.
I knew what this was called. There was the tiny foam. And they put it together. And I used to sit and watch her.
Got it.
And I didn't realize how full circle it came, that it was equally relaxing for me to do it. Okay. And when you wake up and you see flowers and you know you put them there just for life's sake, it makes you happy. So
today we're going to do an arrangement in a vase.
Do I get to take it home though?
You do.
That's the important question. Okay, great.
All right. So we went and selected some flowers. We've done some greens, and then I know you love your
white flowers.
Yeah, white. Well, today we're going to do white roses. So yeah. Okay. Let's start off with the. Do you know anything about flowers and how to build them? Because obviously you do a lot of things with your hands because of your jewelry line, and you know.
I know you crisscross. You build with different heights, fullness. But you can teach me.
Okay. So the best way I look at it, it's almost like building any kind of structure, right? You have to have the foundation, and then we build up. What we're doing first, first level, second level, so on and so forth, skyscraper, you name it. Yes. So for me, I always like to start with the greens because that is your general foundation. So that's going to determine how full it's going to be, the volume, because the greens actually come quite full themselves, right? And then that's a green. That's obviously a good filler as well, even though it's singular, but we'll use this as we go through it. So yeah, I know you love eucalyptus.
Yes. I put it in my shower
that you told me.
So what am I looking out for?
So I like to select the ones that are full, right? What I love about eucalyptus is...
Oh, this is a full one.
Exactly. They're all different, like in terms of volume, right? Your cutters, so yeah.
I used to call this sequitas. Is that what it is?
Succatas.
Oh my God.
Cutters.
My mom taught me the wrong thing. Wow. Okay.
So yeah.
So do we test the height?
I don't mind the height so much because I think we're gonna build up.
Okay.
So first thing would be to always snip at an angle, so never straight. The good thing about that, it actually allows the flower to drink water off the bat.
Okay.
All right. So already we've filled it.
This is
I know.
done.
This is it. We're done.
Look at that. Masterpiece. All right, so how many are we putting?
Let's build as we go. Let's
see.
I like flowers because it's not so straightforward. So as you're going through, you can decide what's actually working and what's not. You can take it out and you can add on.
And do we determine what's the front and what's the back? How do we know what's the front?
So as you're building, always turn them around.
Okay.
And then you actually see
Start
what's
to
happening.
see a natural,
a natural flow of stuff, right?
It's free. This is free instruction.
It is.
Should be charging for this.
So you're in town for how long?
Probably another 2 weeks.
Okay.
I always say I won't permanently move to Ghana.
Why?
You see, the joy of Ghana is the ability to run away from time to time.
Talk me through that.
Sometimes I need systems in Starbucks. I think that should be a t-shirt.
Okay.
And so, but there's also, as soon as I land in Ghana, I know people who live here is the opposite, but I relax. I'm a different person in Ghana. I'm more relaxed. I'm more joyful. Because
where are you most creative?
Ooh, I would say Ghana, because I have lots of inspiration.
Okay.
you know, it's like I can walk through here. Things like handcrafted things. I go to the art center every single trip.
And you can't have that experience anywhere else?
No.
Okay.
No. But a lot of it too is memories of childhood, of growing up in this culture. We have such a vibrant culture. And I think when I was younger, moving abroad was such a thing I focused on that I never looked around me. I just kept looking ahead, like I want to leave Ghana. And then when I left and I'm learning and assimilating to the American culture, I was like, wait, I also have some at home.
But if you weren't in the creative space, which you obviously are, do you think you'd feel the same way? Like if you're in corporate America, do you think
I think Ghana would frustrate me a lot more.
Okay.
Do I cut this grass too?
No.
No, just so, okay, thank goodness I asked. And I'm putting it in the center?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna just space them around because I kind of want them to just have their own vibe.
Yeah, but I think in general, Ghana is so amazing when you have the ability to go and come. So I always acknowledge that privilege.
Okay.
But I think moving here, you know, I have a different approach to brain drain. You know, we always hear brain drain. People have moved away, they're not coming back. And I'm just like, okay, well, I went, I'm gathering the knowledge, and then I'm coming to deposit it, then I'll go back, gather more, come and deposit it. I don't have to move all the way back to impact Ghana. So I think that's a huge conversation.
How much of an impact do you think you're making creatively? Because I mean, people know you, you're on social, love your content, always call you for advice.
I think I give people a lot more permission than I'm impacting them creatively. I think the ease at which I'll be like, life will knock me down, I'm gonna get back up. Anything I put my mind to, I'll be like, what is fear? Fear is just a 4-letter word. And then I just carry on. I think that is the impact I think I have, especially for immigrants, young Ghanaian women, men, whomever. I think that's what I enjoy, but I don't get up every day and say, I'm going to inspire anybody today. I just live the life and I hope
that you're inspiring
my life might trigger you, my life might inspire you. You take what you want from it. So
what's the most touching message you've had? Because I find out sometimes when I step out, I never think that, you never think your content is doing what it's supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
But I find that people will now walk up to me and they're like, oh, I have this flower at home. What do I do with this?
You're like, you're giving advice on the go.
Literally, I love it though. I love it.
There was a lady who was maybe in her late 60s.
Okay.
And she sent me a message and she was like, you know, I just thought I was old, so I'm supposed to just be settling down. And I've had this business idea I always wanted to do. And I watched you just pick back up and do it. And now I'm inspired to start. And I'm like, wow, it's an auntie. Like that's a whole auntie. You think, okay, you inspire people who are your age group or younger, but somebody who is almost my mom's age saying I inspire her is just, that's the feeling I will never get over.
Talk me through the story in terms, go ahead. Talk me through the story in terms of how you actually started. Because you were in corporate, exactly, right? $1 million question, but you started in corporate America.
Yes, so I worked in advertising for, 10 years. And then when I was in advertising, I started a blog because I was just like, you know what, I'm working on this journey to self-confidence. And I actually started my blog so that when my niece would be 18, she would have something to read when she went through it, you know, through whatever teenage years and whatnot bring up. She's actually turning 18 in a month. So I started it for her. And then I would write about, I remember my first article was called Growing Up Fat in Ghana. Where I talked about how Ghana, you just be walking down the road or you would just be in the middle of some people would just tease you and they'll say, oh, we're just playing with you. But I talked about the effect it had on me years later.
Interesting.
And that was before things went viral, and it went viral. It was published in the Daily Graphic 2 different times.
Wow.
And that's where it was, you know, a lot of people kept saying, wow, I have felt this way, but I never could put it to words. Then I was like, oh, so all the things I've been thinking of, people are going through it, but they've never seen it. So then that started my blog journey. I did that whilst having a 9-to-5. Now, this was before people were doing paid influencer kind of things. I was just like, hey, I'm just telling you all about my experiences. If it resonates, then that's great. If not, I'm still writing. And then from there, then that's when brand deals and stuff started coming. Worked on lots of, I used to shoot every weekend, Saturday and Sunday for 10 years. That's why like now, the fact that I'm even on this shoot, I'm like, when I have to put on makeup to shoot, I'm like, oh,
it's long.
So after that, I started a candle company. Remember, I had a whole candle company.
That is true.
At a point in
I
time.
actually forgot about
Listen, and like you can't even ask me why I was doing candles because one day I was just like, I want to do candles.
But it smelled amazing.
Reason.
It looked amazing.
So there was no reason why I started candles. I was just like, I like candles, so I'll do it. I think a lot of people wait for some reason or are they trained? I was just like, I like candles. I can't find one that smells how I want, so I'm just gonna make my own. And then that business, at some point in time, the packaging and everything was so nice, people wouldn't burn the candles.
They just wanted to look at.
Oh my goodness. I still know people who have not burnt the candles. Oh my God.
I have it in my
and that is why the business closed, because
Sorry.
You didn't have repeat customers because they're like, it's too nice. Yes. So people would buy and hoard, but happily tell me they were hoarding.
Oh, that's weird.
And I was like, so should I start selling in plastic bags?
No, but you gave it to her as a sample. I didn't know I was supposed to. Now that you said it, maybe I'll go burn this.
Please burn it?
I'll burn it.
Like, for sure, just burn the candle. And so after that, I closed down that company. And I, still in my influencer era, I remember I had come to Ghana on a trip, and my operations assistant at the time called me and said, there's a brand that wants you just to design a jewelry line.
Okay.
Just one collaboration. And I was like, me, I don't wear jewelry, like, please. And she put together a PowerPoint of why she said I should do it. So when I was like, I'm in Ghana, when I come back, I can take a meeting. So I took the meeting and they told me about the brand and I was like, I mean, I guess. And I was like, can I see your packaging? And they were packaging stuff in just like these cute little envelopes.
Things,
and I said, well, if I'm going to this collab, we can do it, but I don't like your packaging. So I have to have the ability to design all the packaging if I'm putting my name on it. And they're like, well, you'll have to pay for that. I was like, I will pay for it from my own money, but you will not send out something with packaging I don't like. The company ended up going bankrupt before the collection ever came out. And I had ordered thousands of packages. Yes. So that collection was supposed to be called the Koi Studio, because studio is like a playground and stuff like that. I remember I was near Airport Shell when they called me, because I remember I was, as they were telling me the news, I'm staring at Airport Shell. And I was like, oh, okay. And I put the phone down and then I called Leslie and I said, they're going bankrupt. They're coming out of the deal. And he said, listen to me. You are Hayet Rida. You will figure this out. And the next day we were going away on vacation. I don't think he'll ever forgive me. I spent the entire vacation in the hotel room looking up how to manufacture jewelry. I spent the entire vacation in there, and that's how Koi started.
Wow.
That is literally how Koi started.
The name, where's the name from?
So it's from the Japanese saying Koi no yokan, which means love will come. It's the opposite of love at first sight. It's like you look at something, you may not like it now, but you have a feeling it will grow on you. So when I was starting, because I didn't know jewelry or anything, I was like, this is my Koi era, based off of that saying. I will love it eventually.
Love it. And you're loving it now?
I suppose. It's 4 years later. I'm still here. So
what is that like? So in terms of your inspiration, so we talked about travel, we talked about Ghana. How do you decide what is going to be launched in a year? How far in advance do you actually design things? Are you always going around sketching?
I design maybe 3 or 4 pieces a day. Literally a day. Yes.
And okay, out of the 3 or 4 pieces, what actually comes to fruition or what doesn't?
They all come to life, not at the same time. So sometimes I can work on one piece for a year. Because I made the sample, I didn't like it, I wore it a bit, it wasn't comfortable. But right now I'm working on the December collection. And it's going to be heavily inspired by Ghana. So I'll be like, okay, I'm in Ghana. So when you say Ghana, in terms of give me. So I actually started studying how glass beads are made in Ghana. And I want to make my rendition. So I got all this literature, art books to study how they are made. And then I'm going to make my own rendition of Ghanaian beads. So the entire collection is going to be inspired by playing in my mother's jewelry box.
I love it.
Because a lot of my jewelry came from her. Like my mom wore statement jewelry and I was like, what?
But she still does actually.
Yeah, I was like, this woman looks like a Christmas tree. Now look at me, making all the ornaments for the Christmas tree. So yeah, that's how far ahead I work.
So I'm trying to open these roses up a little bit.
Yeah, I saw that on TikTok once.
Not all, but I want
like, you're supposed to shimmy it.
Yeah, I like a few of them.
See, TikTok is always showing me something.
That's actually, yeah.
So what does it actually do? It opens it?
It opens it up.
Wow, okay.
It opens it up.
Shimmy. Great. Oh, did I cut this?
So these roses, I mean, what we're working with came in on a couple of days ago. So we get new stock in twice a week. Flown in either from South Africa or from Amsterdam.
I mean, how do you package a rose for it to not get damaged?
So they come in flat boxes. I mean, they kind of go through their own shock through the journey before they get here. I mean, there's so many behind the scenes in terms of care tips and stuff that we have to do to make sure that you're giving them tender loving care when they come into the cold room. But yeah, I mean, this is almost 15 years of that flower journey. So,
that is so
I think
beautiful.
now we understand them better.
And then how do you come up with
my designs?
Yeah, or is it kind of like what we're doing now? We're just building.
Pretty much. I mean, so I always say to people, flower arrangement is almost like cooking, right? I mean, it's like if your chef is having a bad day, that food is not going to taste
your
great.
food. That food is not going to be good.
Flowers are the same. I mean, they have their own emotional tie to what they do and what they mean.
Yeah.
Obviously, roses symbolize love. White roses, purity, as well. So when I walk in to the cold room, it really does depend on how I'm feeling and what I want to create out of it. So,
what's the biggest thing you've done? How big?
Size-wise?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I mean, we've done an arrangement with 1,000 roses.
Where does one even start?
How does one carry it? So that's the
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
We did it, but it was literally a truck.
Every time I see people make these huge ornaments or Valentine, I'm like, who cleans this up?
After the fact,
After.
you're talking, you get to keep it for a while. Yeah, in your house. And then now you've gone into what, interior design, I guess?
No, ma'am.
No, explain it to me.
I grew up in the home of interior designer.
Okay.
And I think I'm just quite particular.
So you're very inspired by your mom.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, my mom is such a huge character. Okay. If you walk around her and you don't absorb anything of her, you have a different problem.
Got it.
But yeah, she was always very particular about how things should be. And when I was young, I thought it was so irritating. I was like, can this lady just calm down? I'm placing the vase on the table and she's like, come and stand here. Is it straight? And now I'll catch myself in the middle of something. I'll be like, oh my God, I'm my mother. So that's where that's been from, is the space you have in your home is probably the best therapy.
True.
You know, I went on vacation last year and I'm in this expensive hotel and I'm sitting there crying. I was like, I could have done this in my house. My house is actually nicer than this hotel. And more comfortable and more cozy. And I was like, you know what? You should create a home you don't have to vacation away from.
Okay.
And that made me focus on like, okay, all the things I want in my home, things that give to me the same way I give to the world.
Yep.
And I feel like everybody should do that. Yeah, your home is like your first therapy before you go anywhere else.
And do you think you've always known that, or have you learned that?
No. I had to.
You had to.
I had to.
Take that in.
Last year, I probably spent 6 months indoors.
Okay.
And imagine if I hated the surroundings. Yeah. So.
But you see it.
Yes.
Like in terms of the pros and cons to it. Okay.
Yeah.
I think we're about done.
I even know where I'm going to put this. Let me tell you.
Okay.
I know where I'm going to put this.
No, take a picture, send it to me when you're done.
Something like this I will put in my bedroom because this should be the first thing I see every
when you
morning.
wake up.
People put their best flowers and stuff in the guest bathroom or where
that
guests will
true.
see them. And I'm like, no. You see it first. It shouldn't. Your house should not be designed for guests. It should be designed for you first.
Yeah, I do agree.
Oh, this is so lovely.
I love it.
Wow.
It sounds very simple.
Now I'm going to recreate this all the time.
How are you going to do this?
See how simple that was?
Ta-da,
There's what,
we're
three or four different
Yeah.
flowers?
I mean, it wasn't a lot. But yeah, we got the job done.
Very nice. Very, very nice.
Send me a picture.
I will.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.